Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here with a 100% full game walkthrough for Super Lucky's Tale. This is the Gilly Island DLC called a Meowmalade Party. This DLC has a total of 18 achievements worth 500 gamer score. I'll be showing you how to get all of that out of the way. However, at the end of the video, there will be about 3 to 4 to 5 hours of grinding you'll have to end up doing on your own if you want to end up completing the game. And I'll get into that when we get there. But you'll land into Gilly Island. There's a story which you can obviously follow along if you'd like, but I'm just going to be showing you kind of how to get all the achievements and all of the Clovers out of the way. I'm playing on a brand new account, so I don't have any of the Clovers from the original game, but luckily the DLC is kind of completely separate. So if you open up your menu, I want to quickly go over the achievements that kind of will require some grinding and whatnot. So at the very bottom here, we have I'm a completionist, which is for collecting 99,999 coins. That percentage there, 10.23%, is definitely not correct. This one's going to take about 5 hours of grinding. I'll show you how to grind that out at the end of the video. But otherwise, we'll be grabbing all of these DLC trophies along the achievements along the way, rather. The first thing you can do is walk forward and swing at the sandcastle. And that should unlock the achievement for We Will Rebuild. Next up, before starting a level, what you want to do is go up to this cash register and smack it. Then we can go to the left here. You'll see Secure the Talent. We'll actually just go past this level for 1 second. And we'll go to this other tiki bar over here to the left-hand side of this beach. And we will also smack the register. And with that out of the way, we also got the Fox and Robbers achievement for activating all of the cash registers. Now this DLC has a total of 3 levels, 6 minigames, and 1 boss battle. The first is called Secure the Talent, and it is right here. Now, for Secure the Talent, we'll walk forward. There's a couple of things we need to do in each level that are, you know, a little extra. We're going to be getting all the Clovers, so we need 300 coins. We need all the letters that spell Lucky. We need the secret Clover, and we need to complete the level. Additionally, each level has a trophy specific to it. So for this one, we'll need to collect all 6 of the diamonds in the world. Now what we need to do as our main objective here is we'll find these people that are dancing, and we need to activate these switches near the speakers to blow up the speakers, and we need to get all 6 of those done. So we'll start off with the obvious one directly in front of us. Now what we want to do is kind of walk forward and towards the stage, jump across this gap in the water, behind this waterfall, and you'll find the L in Lucky right here. Now we can hop on one of these kind of water balloon air tubes and ride it down for a bit. So here's a foxhole, which we're going to go inside. There's an achievement called Down in the Dark. That's actually from the original game, by the way. This one's based on a timer. You'll have to grab all the coins, you know, once the timer starts here. This one's a little bit rough just because the pattern of all these tubes seems very random. And if you kind of lose track of the tube you need, it can be a little bit hard to figure out exactly which one it is you need. But once you get all of those, you should be able to spawn this Clover at the end here. Pick that up. That's our secret Clover for the level. Pick up the coins to make sure we're on our way to 300, although this level has more than enough to get the coin requirement. Once outside of the foxhole, we're going to need to grab the diamond that's on here. So grab this. It's going to fall. Grab the diamond and go back down. Now we'll need to ride an air balloon down, downstream a little bit here. We don't need to grab this coin on the right, but just, you know, just for video's sake, just for collection's sake, you can grab it, jump on the bridge, and go to the right-hand side here. What you'll need to do here is activate the timer, and then grab all the coins before they disappear. If you miss these, it is problematic, so make sure you grab them. Actually, those ones don't really matter. Those ones will respawn on you. But once you finish off those coins, you'll get a little switch. Flick the switch in order to kill the speakers. That's going to be 2 out of 6. I didn't actually realize the speakers damage you, so you probably don't want to do what I just did there. And hop up on the bridge and back onto the air tubes. Ride the air tubes here. We can see our second diamond, which we'll want to grab. So we'll grab that, and then we'll jump back across to the left here. Be quick as these platforms do disappear. And then once we're on this jumping clam, we're gonna... Oh, okay. We're gonna come back to that, but we'll come up here. And what we will do is we'll go back over to it, and this jump is a little bit tricky, but you have to get up onto here. And now we can go across and grab our third diamond out of 6, if I'm counting right. Now we can jump back down here and go across. Watch out for the bees, and then grab the letter Y in Lucky. Jump down here. Take care of those. You can always hop up onto here to grab some extra coins. So for this third speaker, we're going to have to use the foxhole. And this foxhole also has 2 diamonds, actually. It's going to have 1 diamond while we run up, and then it's going to spawn a diamond after we complete it. The timing on this one's not actually as elegant as it could be, so you kind of just have to go for it whenever you can, and just try your best. You can obviously grab coins in here and stuff, but we're going to have more than enough coins, so we're kind of not going to be collecting some of them. So if you see a couple of obvious ones that I seem to be skipping, that's why. So I just picked up a diamond right here where I am, in the top right of the screen. So that also gave me enough coins to get the coin clover. Smack the little switch at the end in order to grab the Yeti and fling him off. That'll spawn another diamond here, which we'll want to pick up before using the foxhole. That'll also grab the achievement there for defeating the Yeti in the level. Alright, that'll also spawn this switch over here. The switch actually might have been here already, but not 100%. I don't think it was. So you grab that switch, and that's 3 out of the 6 speakers. There's only 3 levels in this DLC, but 2 of them are pretty long, including this one, if it's not obvious already. Ride the air tubes for a little bit here. We're going to kind of return to the middle area. You can cross kind of across the stage here and go to the left. Jump across the gap for now. Go up on the ridge here. Grab the flowers and then burrow into the umbrella. And then jump on the umbrella up here to the left. Take out the 2 caterpillars. And the switch should be here at the back, kind of behind these guys. So grab that. That's 4. Now what we want to do is go over and kind of stay up top, but go to the right. You'll see a timer. Make sure you collect all of the coins. We'll grab this letter over here just to get it. That was the letter, I want to say K in Lucky. So grab that letter. Grab the timer. Make sure you can grab all of the coins here in time. And that'll give you a chest. That chest will have the letter U from Lucky in it. And we can walk forward here a little bit. And once we walk towards the stage, we'll get spawned with a couple creatures. So just jump on all of them to take them out. Make sure you're not bad at video games like me, preferably. Once we grab all 5 of those guys, we should grab a switch kind of underneath the stage area here. So you'll want to flick that. Cool. So there's one more switch, one more letter, one more diamond. Let's grab all of those. So from this position, before leaving, make sure we come up to the right-hand side here. Come up onto this leaf, come up onto this little funnel, onto the roof, and grab the diamond. That was our last diamond for the level, so we grabbed the Fast Feet achievement for collecting all the diamonds in the level. And now we can kind of jump back down to where we were kind of before. As I said earlier, we need 300 coins. There's well over 500 to 600 in this level, so you should be pretty good for coins. Come back down to where these 2 plants were, and then you can jump down, and we are going to ride the water balloons here to the far left of the map. There's also a much needed checkpoint, as I don't have a lot of life. We'll jump over to the island, and the octopus dad will say that he's missing his kids, so we need to find them. Pretty easy. On the first floor here by the seashore, this little blue guy. Climb up some of the steps here, and on the wall you can find this orange guy. And then climb the ladder here in order to find this guy right here. That'll give you 3 out of 3. You can now turn off the music. Before we do that, though, as I don't remember if it spawns you back at the beginning, we're going to grab the letter C in Lucky, which is a little tricky here. You have to fall down onto this tree. Camera angles in this game aren't that great, but there's the C in Lucky, which gives us all the letters. Gives us an achievement, Spelling Bee, which is actually from the original game. You can flick the last switch here to destroy the last set of speakers. That'll return all of the members of the concert to the concert stage, or whatever you want to call it. And at this point, we want to ride the air balloon water raft thing back to the start, and basically walk up to the stage and complete the level. I don't believe you can skip this, by the way, if you were wondering. I've tried just about everything I can to skip it. I don't believe that's possible. Alright, so once they're done their little concert, go grab the clover from behind them. You'll get the show must go on achievement for successfully rescuing the Soggy Boggy Boys, aka complete secure the talent level. And we'll go back into the main world here. Now we're on to the second or the next level here. All right, so walk forward, and we are ready to start Stuck in Paradise. Directly in front of us. After that, we do the 6 mini games, which are actually pretty tough. They're sliding puzzles, but they're significantly harder than the ones from the original game. So this is the Stuck in Paradise level, which involves some mazes and stuff. I'll show everything off. Walk forward, start the cinematic. There's a couple things we'll need to do. Obviously, all the clovers we'll need. There's an achievement for making sure you look at all of the maps. So there's 5 maps. The objective on this level is to get all 5 of the umbrellas. And you can see all the umbrellas on here. There's a map next to each umbrella. So every time you get an umbrella, make sure you look at the map next to the umbrella. Additionally, there is an achievement for making sure that you complete this level without using any switches. I will probably be using switches in this playthrough, although the achievement is glitched and you should get it no matter what you do. So here we go. Start off with the first map. Dig your way into the first umbrella here, and we should be able to just hop over the fence over here. Cut across here, cut back here, and there's a foxhole. Let's enter that foxhole. This one's pretty easy. There's a clover at the very top. You want to make sure that you stop the ladder. We'll grab the diamond that's near the top because we might need some coins, you know, you never know. So we'll grab the diamond really quick. With a really well-timed double jump, we might have been able to make it up there, but we'll rotate again until we make a ladder. Stop the rotation, climb up, and grab the secret clover. Sweet, we actually got teleported all the way back here, which is fine. We'll jump over to the right-hand side over here. And we'll work our way this way. Now, you can get pretty creative as to how you jump over these walls if you're looking to not, you know, as you can see, I'm doing pretty much whatever I like here. If you want to complete the level without using any switches, you can get pretty creative. So that's, you know, that's one idea, for example, and we're actually gonna go kind of near the middle top of the map. It's kind of, you can get a little bit disoriented. It's a little bit of a maze. But you'll notice up here, there's this shooting fireball. And then at the end, there's these 3 boxes. We'll use the boxes and pick up the lamp. You might remember this, but we're going to need to use the lamp in order to make the platforms show up in front of us. And then we'll want to grab all of the coins that spawn. And we'll have to transfer from platform to platform, you know, when necessary. At the end of this platform ride, we should be able to find the letter Y, assuming we did that section properly. You can also come back here to the first caterpillar to grab another diamond. And we'll actually want to go back to kind of where we came from. If you take it a little slower, don't worry about it. We're going to end up coming... We're up on the top far right at the moment. Try to carry this lamp with you whenever possible. Try to figure out where we are here. Perfect. So here is another map. You can interact with that map. We are now at the... I always recommend interacting with the map before you take the umbrella. We're going to drop this temporarily and then smash the umbrella and pick the light right back up. From the purple umbrella, head to the right. This way. Keep going this way. Come to this ghost. Wait for a platform. Let the platform take you to the top. Grab the U in Lucky. We're going a little bit out of order based on how they want you to complete this level, but honestly, I didn't really find a great path through it. It kind of just is all over the place and feels a little random, so I kind of just developed my own strategy through the level. Now this part can be a little bit tricky if you want to keep your light with you. So, you know, if you lose your light, you'll find another one. It's not a huge deal. But what we're trying to do is find this umbrella right here, the blue one. Again, always recommend, good habit is to check the map first so you remember to do the map. You can drop the light here. Smash the lamp or the umbrella to get 3. And then pick the umbrella back up, and you should be able to, the lamp back up. You should be able to go kind of behind it and around. Now, this is where we actually started the level. So this is right in the middle, right where we started. And now we're going to do the left side of the map. But first we want to come down and across. And assuming you have a light, you can actually do most of this level with kind of ignoring pretty much everything. All right, fourth map is over here. Sorry if it's a little disorienting. I wish there was a way to like zoom the map out or explain things better, but this map's a little complicated. From this yellow umbrella, we'll jump over here to the left. And what we want to do is at these 3 boxes at this intersection here, you want to come down into the screen, follow the coins onto this platform over here to grab the C in Lucky. Now we can go back. Now, for this next section, I'm actually going to use a switch, although you don't have to if you don't want to. You can kind of, you know, jump your way across over here. Let's actually go over here. It's fine. We need the coins anyways. So we'll come up here. We'll come up here. And we'll grab all these coins really quick. This is actually going to end up paying off because we need to go over here, and then we can walk across here to the right, and we can grab the L in Lucky. There's a lot of ways to grab the L in Lucky. That one, you can kind of cheese it by just kind of jumping over stuff, but that's the proper way to grab it. You know, make sure we grab the 300 coin requirement. We'll have some more opportunities to grab coins here, so I'm not really worried. Now, this part is a little bit tricky. I'm going to be keeping my lamp with me by running up to the wall, dropping it, and then burrowing under, and then picking it up immediately. If you do it right, you should be able to kind of bring the lamp with you through these burrows. As long as you're dropping them when hugging the wall, you should be able to grab them on the other side. Perfect. So this is the 5th and final umbrella, but I'm not going to pick it up quite yet. I'm going to interact with the map. And that should grab me my all 5 maps achievement, which it did. Perfect. And before interacting with the umbrella, because once we interact with the umbrella, it brings us back to the beginning of the level, and basically you complete it at that point. And we don't want to complete it just yet. We want to ride these platforms across. They can be a little bit tricky. You might actually have to... Sometimes the way the fireballs arrange themselves, you end up taking damage kind of no matter what you do. You want to go up here and then time these platforms so that you can see that the Y, or the last letter we need here, the K, in Lucky hits you right as you're kind of coming across. So now we have all the letters in Lucky. We have the extra clover, the hidden clover. And we have the... Let's see if there's a second platform here. There is. And we have the 300 coin requirement. We're actually going to drop our light and ignore it. I don't think we need it. I hope we don't. But yeah, there's more coins around if you need them. And there's our 5th and final umbrella. After you do that, it'll spawn you back to the beginning of the map. Give you the achievement for thinking outside of the box. If you didn't use a switch, which we actually didn't use a switch. I thought I would need to use a switch, but I did it without the switches. You'll also grab the achievement for completing the level. If you want to go and look at the maps around the level, or you need more coins, make sure you do that before grabbing the final clover to finish it off. All right, now that we did that, we're gonna do these 6 sliding puzzles, which is gonna take up about the next 9 minutes of this video. There's 6 sliding puzzles, and they're actually pretty difficult, in my opinion. So if you need the guide, this is what's coming up. So you would just walk straight forward into the sliding puzzles here. And, you know, dive into the foxhole and you're good to go. We'll do all 6 of them now. And then 1 more level and the final boss battle.
Come on.
Alright, the strategy for this one is decently easy. All you'll want to do is you want to start arranging things so that all the bad guys can be on the outer corners and outer edges. You want to make it in such a way that the foxes are going to be replaced by bad guys as follows. And you're just going to be doing that kind of around the board. Keep working it out until all of them are finally filled up. And this one's not too bad. We'll now cross over from the first to the second sliding puzzle. This next sliding puzzle is a little bit difficult to explain, but it's not too hard. What you'll want to do is kind of just use the corners and use the bad guy in order to, you know, obviously bring the foxes into the correct space. It might take a little bit of trial and error, or you can try to follow the exact method I do on screen. You will need to kind of think a few moves forward every time, and make sure you don't move things that are set up in the right order.
Come on.
This one actually gave me a lot of trouble. I don't know if this is the fastest or easiest way to do it, but this is the way that made the most sense to me, and I don't really have a way to explain it using words. You kind of just have to keep manipulating things in such a way that slowly but surely things start falling into place. You got to make sure you do them in the right kind of order, and eventually you should be able to get it.
Come on. Come on.
The fourth sliding puzzle is probably the longest one, but actually probably the easiest to understand. What you'll be doing is using the bad guys in order to fill up the spaces on the far left and the far right. So as you can see, I'm already kind of setting up. I have one bad guy here in the bottom right, and I'm using them in order to be able to grab the foxes out of these kind of holes. Otherwise, they would be trapped there. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the left side of the screen. And then once I have all of the foxes out, which is kind of the first major step, I can start working with them inside of the middle in order to figure out the rest.
Come on!
For the fifth sliding puzzle, there's a common theme to the last couple of sliding puzzles. We'll be using the bad guys in order to get them into the spaces that are kind of on their own, that only have one way you can get out. And those spaces are going to get in the way of us being able to grab the foxes and bring them to our objective. So that's what we're doing right here. There is a faster way to do this, which I realized after I recorded, but I think most people should be able to grab it like this pretty easily. The final sliding puzzle personally took me 10 to 15 minutes to figure out. It's pretty difficult because it only really has one unique solution, and once you kind of get out of that solution, it can be very hard to reset without just completely restarting the sliding puzzle. So what you'll want to do is work your way with the fox in the top left, then work your way into the fox on the left there, and then the final fox on the bottom right. And you'll have to, once you kind of get them all free, you have to arrange them in a very specific order for them to all fall into place without screwing yourself over and then not being able to work with the pieces you have on the board. Alright, from the final sliding puzzle, we're now ready to go to the final main mission of this DLC, which is actually the shortest one. It's a 2D side-scrolling level that's not too hard at all. So we'll go forward, and this is called 3 Cannon Salute. It's only going to take us 4 minutes or so, and there is one missable achievement at the end of this level, which requires us to make sure we don't get hit. It's a little bit glitchy. I did this level about 3 or 4 times before it unlocked for me, so you'll probably want to keep that in mind. But the coin requirement, again, is very easy. So just grab whatever coins you see, the obvious ones. I'll be showing you a good portion of them so that you can make sure you follow along. Obviously, grab the clock and make sure you grab all of the colorful coins. And if you miss like me, that can end up being a little bit problematic here on timing because you're not given too much time. But if you're fast enough, you'll get the L in Lucky just like that. Grab some of these coins if you want them and continue forward. All right, at this point, drop down and walk forward. You'll get a small dialogue in a second here. You can scroll through it, but essentially the boat in the back now is going to fire cannons at you, and you're trying to get the cannons to destroy the large explosives, but obviously you don't want them to hurt you. So you're going to stand on the explosives. Once they shoot you, you want to run away, and we're going to do that again. They're going to shoot at me, and I want to run away. They're going to clear things for me. The U and Lucky, obviously, under this bridge. Pretty easy. Here is a good coin spot, by the way. Let's just grab this wall here. Once that wall is destroyed, before going through it, you want to jump up on here and go on top of the roof. Now, you can't actually see me, but I'm on top of the screen. And there's a whole bunch of coins and stuff up there you'll probably want to grab. There's also some coins up here, which, you know, pretty helpful. Caterpillar, will kind of skip over him. The birds will kind of skip over real quick. Grabbing the obvious ones. Now, at this point, you want to burrow to the left. That will grab you the C in Lucky. Burrow across here. Let the cannons shoot these explosives. That'll get a chest, which should have a diamond in it, which is already pretty much enough coins to get us the coin requirement in a second here. Now we'll continue through here. We want to make sure these explosives are set off in order to get this ramp up here to the K in Lucky. Then we can come across to the right-hand side. You want to be careful of these birds, preferably. They're, you know, it's not a huge deal, but the glitch that occurs and doesn't give you the achievement might be somewhat related to how much damage you take during certain sections of the level. I'm not really sure. All right, so now that we're at this checkpoint right here, we want to go forward and drop down and to the left. There's a little foxhole right here. You might have missed this. I missed this on my first couple of playthroughs. It's where the secret is. Now for this one, you want to do one of two things. You want to take the safe approach to everything, or you want to take the fast approach to everything. The fast approach gets you damaged, but the safe approach, it's a little riskier actually, in my opinion. It can be a little bit difficult to get over some of these fire hazards. But you want to just keep collecting those coins until you get the secret clover, and then you can return back through the foxhole. Obviously, if you still don't have enough coins, here's another good place to collect some extras. All right, this is where you can find the last letter for Lucky. We'll want to drop down to this timer and then go to the left. This one isn't too bad as long as you don't make a mistake. However, if you do make a mistake and you don't get all of them, you might have to redo the whole level. I'm not 100% sure. And this right here is the final boss battle. You will need to do this section without getting hit. Now, even if I get hit, I'm going to keep it in the video, but I'll show you guys exactly what to do. It's very simple. All you have to do is, as soon as this dialogue ends, make sure you go through the foxhole. And then all you want to do is you want to have the ship shoot the 3 barrels on the ship without getting hit. the first one often happens on its own. The second one you can grab all on the ladder. The third one you can kind of grab all underneath there. And it's pretty simple. As long as you make sure you don't get hit by any of those cannons, it's pretty easy. And there you'll unlock the achievement for You Got Lucky This Time, which is for taking no damage. So we didn't get the glitch I got on my main account, which is great news. And we'll also unlock a secondary achievement here for going out with a bang, for defeating General Buttons and Mr. Fluffintops, or whatever his name was, in the in that third level. Now, at this point, we have collected all of the Clovers in the DLC. You'll see that I have 12 in the corner. It's because I did the sliding puzzles on a different playthrough. But you'll have 18 out of 18 for the Clovers at this point in the DLC, and you should get the My Clove Will Go On achievement for collecting all of the Clovers in Gilly Island. At this point, we have to beat the boss, which is General... what's her name? I forgot her name. Let me check. Lady Meowmalade. That's her name. So this is the final boss battle. You do have to complete this boss battle without getting hit. And I will say two things. It's actually pretty difficult, and there's a significant portion of it has to do with luck. So I'll explain everything as it's happening. It's pretty easy to grasp. It's just, it depends a lot on some lucky things. So I'll show you what to do here. The dance floor will start turning red and blue. You have to stand in the blue as the red turns into this fire here. That's pretty simple, right? However, there's really no way to tell where it's going to end up, and sometimes the game doesn't give you enough time to make your way across the map. So I'd always recommend that you kind of return to the center so that you can make your way to the next group of things you need. Double jumping and pressing X will give you a little bit more hang time as well. And then she'll come down on this disco ball and fire lasers at you. You'll have to jump over those lasers to make sure you don't take damage, and obviously don't get hit by them. Eventually, she'll overheat, and just go up to her and melee her 3 times. Now, you have to do this 3 times, but every time you do it, it gets significantly harder. You'll have less safe spaces to stand on, and enemies will also spawn. And there'll also be, all these loops will end up being way faster. So there is a significant amount of luck. When these bees spawn, I highly recommend you try to take them out, because they can become very problematic, especially if you're in kind of the same row as them. Only take them out if you can like take them out like safely, you know? And make sure you're watching out for their attacks. After a certain amount of phases, she'll come back and do the spinning disco ball thing again. This time, though, you will also have to adjust for the blue ground position. This part can be quite difficult because sometimes it just doesn't give you enough time with the patterns to react. So I took a hit. That was actually a bad hit to take, but we're going to keep it in and keep going. And then you're going to melee her 3 times after she overheats. And now we're going to do this thing one more time. But this time there's only going to be 1 safe space every time. And we're also going to spawn in a whole bunch of enemies. Now you want to use these enemies to help yourself bounce so that you can make your way across the board without having to necessarily touch the ground the whole time. You'll do that a couple times, and then there's one more disco phase. This disco phase has 8 beams of disco-ness. And as you can see, some of these jumps are really hard just based on the time they give you. They're almost impossible to get. There's just certain circumstances where it's not possible to do it. But if you have a perfect run and are able to defeat her without getting hit, you will get an achievement for that called He's Got Meows for defeating Lady Meow without getting hit, worth 25 gamer score. You'll also get the 50 gamer score achievement I just unlocked on screen for defeating her on your first defeat of her. And you can walk forward into the book and complete the DLC at this point. So if we open up our achievements, we should not have we shouldn't have too many things left over. You should have this My Clove Will Go On. We're at 13 out of 14 right now. You should probably have this. My Clove will go on. I didn't do the sliding puzzles in this playthrough, which is why I don't have it. And then there are 3 achievements were for coins, which you will have to grab 15,000, 30,000, and 99,999 coins. And then there's also an achievement. I'm not sure if it's secret. It's actually not. It's called Thanks for Playing. Watch the Credits. Now, you might be wondering how you watch the credits, and I've actually switched back to my main account now. But what you'll need to do in order to watch the credits is you'll need to defeat the last boss in the game again. So to do that, we're going to load into the main game. And I needed to load back my main profile here because, you know, I actually have this stuff unlocked now. And we just need to complete the final boss battle again. You guys can figure this one out. It's not that difficult. I don't even know where the last boss is. I think he's up here to the right. So up here and to the right, at the end of this, there's the final boss for the main game. Defeat this boss, and you'll get the Watch the Credits achievement once the credits queue up. Now, the last 3 things you'll probably have left are 15,000, 30,000, and 99,999 coins. And to grind those, you're going to go to World Select, and you're going to select Spookington. And a really quick shout out to someone on TA for posting this method. Their name is Hollaback Gaming, and they posted this method. But you'll go to Spookington, and at the very beginning, you're going to walk forward, and this is the loop you're going to need to do over and over and over again. You'll run forward, jump up to the left here, grab a diamond here, grab a diamond here, wait for the coins to bank, press pause, go to World Select, and select Spookington again. And you're just going to do this over and over and over again. This loop will take you around 20 to 25 seconds. Each time you do it, you should get about 100 coins. You actually get 50 here. You'll get 3 from jumping and then another 50. So you'll get 103 coins every time you do this or more. And you're just going to keep doing this over and over and over again, and hopefully not selecting the wrong level like I just did. And using this method, you should be able to grab about 20,000 coins per hour. To get 100,000 coins, that's going to be about 5 hours of grinding. So yeah, there's quite a bit of grind at the end of the DLC if you guys are so interested. On my main account, I still have the coin stuff, and then I have to watch the credits by defeating the last boss and do that final boss without getting hit. Actually more difficult than I thought it would be. Nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for watching the video series. I actually pretty happily surprised to see that Super Lucky's Tale got some DLC. It's unfortunate that they had such a grindy achievement. It'll be interesting to see if they get another piece of DLC. And if they do, the grind will be a little useless because you'll get coins in the next DLC and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. A special thanks to everyone for watching. Drop a like if the video was helpful. Share this video with a friend if you think they might need your help or want to complete the game pretty quick. Shout out to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show, and especially DocCupcake84. You can check him out on Mixer if you are so inclined. Mixer.com/DocCupcake84. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.